It's getting ready for Halloween, and this book is The Costume CopyCat by Mary Ann McDonald. When Angela was 4, she wanted to be a fairy for Halloween. Her mama made her a pink tutu and wings. Mama also made a rabbit suit for Angela's big sister, Bernadette. On Halloween night, Mama made Angela wear a jacket. "Fairies don't wear jackets," said Angela. "That's because they don't have mothers," said Mama. "You'll freeze in just a tutu." "If I have to wear a jacket, then Bernadette does too," said Angela. Bernadette put her jacket on under her rabbit suit, and she looked adorable. Everyone thought so. "Oh, look at that cute little bunny," said Mrs. Walker, their neighbor, who always gave out candy apples. She asked them to come inside so she could take their pictures. She snapped 2 of Bernadette and only 1 of Angela. Angela tried to make Bernadette vanish with her magic wand. It didn't work. When Angela was 5, she wanted to be a rabbit, but on Halloween night it rained. "I am not wearing a raincoat," said Angela. Bernadette didn't have to wear a raincoat because her witch hat and cape were plastic. Mama sighed. "All right," she said, "you can carry my umbrella." Angela felt proud carrying Mama's umbrella, but she couldn't see where she was going. She tripped and fell into a puddle. Her fur got muddy and her tail tore off. She did not look adorable at all. Of course, the mud didn't show on Bernadette's black cape, and the rain made her hair look more stringy and witch-like. "Goodness gracious me," said Mrs. Walker. "You're just about the scariest witch I've ever seen. Come in here and show Albert." Albert was Mrs. Walker's cat. Mrs. Walker asked Angela to wait outside. "You're a wonderful rat, but I'm afraid Albert doesn't like rodents," she said. "I am not a rat," said Angela. She didn't say thank you when Mrs. Walker gave her a candy apple. When Angela was 6, she wanted to wear the witch hat and cape. She practiced putting on makeup for days until she got her face just right. On Halloween night, she looked so evil that she was almost afraid to look in the mirror. "I like your black lips and green warts," Angela's father said. "You look really ugly." But Bernadette looked beautiful. She was a gypsy. She wore Mama's gold earrings and silk scarf. "You look just like a real gypsy," said Mrs. Walker. "Can you dance for us?" So Bernadette banged on her tambourine and turned around twice for Mrs. Walker and Albert. For that, she got a chocolate bar and a candy apple. Angela cast a wicked spell on Mrs. Walker and Bernadette. Then she rode her broomstick home as fast as she could in the dark. When Angela was 7, she wanted to wear the gypsy costume, but it didn't fit. She just didn't look like a gypsy. She was tired of being a copycat anyway, so Angela decided to make her own costume. She cut 2 holes in an old white sheet and put it over her head. She colored her eyes black with makeup. She looked at herself in the mirror. She looked too plain. Angela put on a straw hat and with a big red feather. She rubbed pink rouge on her sheet cheeks, and she glued glitter around her eye holes. She worked on her ghost costume until she looked just right. When Bernadette saw her, she wanted to be a ghost too. But when Halloween night came, Bernadette could not be a ghost after all. She had chicken pox. So Angela went trick-or-treating with Gerald Schwartz. Gerald was a TV, and Angela went to all the houses in the neighborhood. They saved Mrs. Walker's for last. "Trick or treat," they yelled. Mrs. Walker opened the door. "Oh my," she cried. Albert, it's a ghost. A ghost and a TV. Albert yawned. Angela shouted, "Boo!" as loudly as she could. She jumped through the doorway so quickly that Albert ran away. Mrs. Walker did not run away. She just laughed. "You are the most stylish ghost I have ever seen. I love your costume," she said to Angela. "I love your candy apples," Angela said. "Have two then," said Mrs. Walker. Gerard ate both of his candy apples on the way home, but Angela ate only one. She saved the other to take home to Bernadette. The end.